let's move on to something a little bit lighter. No, let's something a lot lighter. Let's just Borderlands update. I'm quite late with this. Jack Black is gonna be playing Claptrap. All that's left is Brick, Jack, and Mordecai is left, and this is looking pretty good. I think The Rock should play Brick. That might be a good play for him. It's an easy play for him, but he gets to stay on like kid friendly roles. So I don't know what the rating is of this movie is going to be, but that might be a good play for him. Brick is ball headed, The Rock's ball headed. They're both big guys. I don't know who else I can see in the role, but that might be a good role for him to branch out a little bit. He's too close to these kid friendly type movies. Just give him something a little more breathing. I'm trying to think who can else possibly fit that role. Top of my head, I can't come up with any names, but that seems to be like a good option. Onward to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Amazon has got another one. They're having a series. The original movie came out 2005. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Now they're having it starred with Danny Glover and Wahlberg. I don't know how I feel about this. I love the movie so much. It is just a good movie. Also, I kind of have a thing for Angelina Jolie, but I'm not saying everything she's been in was good, but Hackers is still number one in my eyes. The first Hackers. There's like a whole bunch of other ones that came out trash, but The Tourist was pretty good too. But I am happy to see how this works. This is just a good get, like something that we're familiar with just enough. I don't know how many seasons the show's gonna go in. I hope they take some time, like at least 2 seasons, to really build up their probably a season to really build up their them being apart. Like build up their backgrounds, each individual backgrounds, because you didn't really hear. It was like a faithless company that they work with, and they try to kill each other. Like make us feel something about it. So this is gonna be kind of tricky. This might be a mini series, but it's gonna be kind of tricky to. The storyline of the movie went by pretty quickly. So Amazon shows usually have 8 to 10 episodes, probably. So this is a pretty good get. I'm optimistic about this. It's a good one. The Snyder Cut. I'm mad that I didn't get a screener. I need this in my life. It comes out this Thursday, the 18th, I believe. Yes. And from everything I've seen, they did everything right. Everything right. Don't get me wrong, it's not spotless. I watched a couple of reviews, but it is a way better than the Joss Whedon dumpster fire. I don't think he put in a lot in, but I am ready for this. And if it does good enough, we're going to have to get a part 2. Disney, Warner Brothers, whoever has to drop the check, I need this to happen immediately. Give Ben Affleck the money he fucking wants. Give everybody the money they fucking want, because we already know. And is 4-hour movies going to be the new thing? Like, we have a couple movies like 2 hours and some change. But I really think that this longer form of the movie is something we're going to have to do. We're going to have to actually really build on what's happening. But Warner Brother had to go this way. Jack Snyder had to go this way, technically, because they wanted to push everybody into this movie. There wasn't enough time to develop all these characters. But this is a good starting point for the DCEU, and I want this to happen. Give us what we deserve. I am ready to watch this day one. But we just need what we need right now. And this, not to be a fanboy, kind of being a fanboy, I need this to work. Because the Harley Quinn movie, it had some fun points, but it was I don't think it needed Harley Quinn. Like, it would have been a great story just by themselves. Having Harley Quinn in it, it just seemed like we're just going to attach a popular name to it and then have the other ones. And I just didn't care about the other characters enough. Maybe I would have felt maybe if they would have did something more about Huntress, focus more on Huntress, and then instead of Harley Quinn, and build that side up, and that would probably gave me a more. It would have made me consider the movie more, and that's what I think they should have done. But let's just get this. Let's get this out here, and I'm ready for it. Far Cry 3 literally has one of the best storylines ever. And they've been trying to capitalize on it since all these shows were getting greenlit. Why hasn't there been a Far Cry 3 TV show? Give us a TV show and just let it do its thing. Give us a mini series. Give us something that we can watch because the storyline is just so good. Vaz, it's such a beloved villain. Like, everybody loves him. They just need to just flesh this out a little more. I don't know. Because if this is a full series, maybe a lot has to happen on the island. Maybe give us a mini series, a long enough mini series to just give us what we need in the show, and then give it like the choose your own adventure type Bandersnatch Black Mirror thing that we can just direct it to where you want it to go. They just left this IP just on the table, and it has a lot going for it, and it should do what it does. All I'm saying is, let's not act like this can't make money. This will be the perfect thing for Ubisoft to delve money into, because Assassin's Creed wasn't as well received. They have a lot to work with here. Bring back the guy who played Voss. I keep saying Voss. But bring him back. Hey man, this is something that should be done. I don't know what's happening here, but it should be done. We need this to get out of here, and just, I feel like the storyline is so good that we can, like, this is just, I don't understand how how it's not a thing yet. It just makes sense. Also, since Amazon already owns the Tom Clancy franchise, they might as well have Splinter Cell. Give me Sam Fisher in video form. They've been trying to make the Sam Fisher movie for years now. Fucking years. Since Sam Fisher 2? Splinter Cell 2? So it just makes sense that, and plus, people need a reason to watch Amazon. When we come into the big three, no one really says Amazon. It's always Netflix, Hulu, and now Disney Plus. But HBO and Disney Plus, like, so they're not really in the forefront. Use all that money that they make, all the billions and billions of dollars that Jeff Bezos has, and get these things under their wing and just give us what we need. They should be experimenting more, bolstering their lineup. Plus, they don't make the majority of their money off the videos, so it's just a bonus. And I feel like this can work. This can work, and people just need to think outside the box. There's a lot of their shows are kind of outside the box, and they've been working. But if you want to compete with all these other companies, first of all, update your UI. Amazon's UI is disgusting. I need everybody to look at what Hulu and Netflix is doing, a little bit of Disney Plus, and just funnel that. I need an area to show me what's brand new for the week, what's coming up next week, what's coming up the week after, what can I expect. I need you guys to just do that. I need something like that in Amazon, because I don't even know what the fuck am I even looking at most of the time. Like, the UI is straight trash. You guys can do so much better. Give us a random video. Give us an option just to watch a random video. The shuffle thing that Netflix has. Like, there's so many ideas that they've seen other companies do. They can just pull into theirs. HBO, get 4K, please. Like, what is going on? Why don't you have 4K? Like, cut it out. This is laughable. You need to get 4K. The Mortal Kombat movie. Trailer, fire. They showed a lot. Maybe people might say a little too much, but they had to give you that because of the stink from Mortal Kombat 2, Annihilation. They had to give you a lot. From what I see in the trailers, there is no Johnny Cage, which I don't want them to replace Johnny Cage. The main character is a new person, not from the Mortal Kombat storyline. What's the CG gonna look like? What are they gonna bring to the table? But all I can say is the trailer made me very excited to see what they're working with, and it's looking good. It's looking good. Plus, everything's on HBO Max, so I'm gonna watch it regardless. It just looks very promising. Now to video game news. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. If you don't know this about me, Mass Effect's probably one of the best games I've ever played. I can't say it's up there. It's up there, man. It's up there. Like, I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's up there, man. It's like when I look back on the games I played, Mass Effect's always on one of the lists. That, GoldenEye, WCW, NWO. It just does something, man. It's coming out, all the DLC but one. They said there was data corruption. It's coming out $60. I can't complain about that. I know what I'm getting when I buy it. There is no Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. That is annoying. It should give me everything that I got in the other one. There's also, they removed a lot of the butt scenes in Mass Effect 2, which I found hilarious. But I'm like, you know what? I don't know, man. Fuck it. I don't really care. But they should give you the option. I don't know why they need to go in and remove it, but they should have gave you the option if you wanted it on or off. They give you the option. Like, I don't want them to fuck up the feeling I have for the game, but I don't know if it's gonna be that detrimental that I'm not seeing just ass shots all over the place. But it just needs to work. And if there is any bugs, because BioWare has been fucking up lately with Andromeda, no one cared about the heroes. Fucking Dragon Age Inquisition was fucking a great game, but since so many people left the company, don't know if it's actually a viable brand anymore, because it was bankable that any game that BioWare drops would just go. But they dropped Anthem. They just dropped Anthem. Like, Anthem, they're not even having any new updates for that. You got what you got, so that kind of sucks. And it also makes you want to just, like, not really trust companies anymore. You can't just, well, technically, they're not as bad as fucking delivering you a broken game, CD Projekt Red. But there's a lot of promises these game companies make, and when you buy into a game as a service, and then you buy into, you support the game, and then it doesn't work out for whatever reason, it makes you want to sit there and just be like, games as a service, you don't want to dive into that because you know where it can go, and it can just, if no one supports it, they can just, like, fuck it, just cancel it. They just didn't know what they want to do with the game. The game should have never been put out. There was a lot of takes about Anthem and how it was just a shit game. They showed some like a 30-minute clip, and then they had to build a game around the 30-minute clip. So there was a lot there. I went on a tangent again. The collector's edition is going to cost $150, but it's not going to come with the game, which doesn't make sense to me. It does come with the 1-to-1 scale of the N7 helmet, which I fucking look like. I want that shit in my life, but it doesn't come with the game. Because of a steelbook, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why the fuck won't you just put the game in there? I don't think, what is the point of even buying this? For the cost alone, if it doesn't come with the game, I wouldn't even buy this. And this is the first time I've actually looked at a collector's item that I've thought, like, well, I should just get this. This makes sense. But it doesn't. But back to it's going to be 4K HDR at 60 frames per second on all platforms. I don't know how they're really going to pull that off, but let's see. They did not change the Mass Effect 3 ending. They gave you the ending that they made, second ending that they made, and that's going to be the ending for the game. This is definitely a cash grab. I already know it, but I'm walking into knowing it, and I'm going to have to hit it off with this. This is my money, and I need it now. And if this game, if I might wait until people like fully beat all the game, beat all three of them, to see if it's going to be one of those, if it could be a buggy mess. Because if it drops and it's a fucking buggy mess, I'm already on shaky ground with BioWare. You drop Anthem. Anthem wasn't my game, so I can't really complain about that. But I bought Anthem way later. I like what was there. Storyline has nothing to do with anything. It's just like Destiny. Shitty storyline. Like, I need these games to have a good enough storyline to build this type of world on. The storylines they have is just straight trash. But and to get back to Mass Effect. Just pull it in. Mass Effect. How are they gonna continue the Mass Effect saga? Or is it just done? At this point, they can bring in a new baddie. Andromeda fix this. Give us a whole new cast for Andromeda Part 2, whatever you want to call it. Give us a whole new cast. Fuck it. Let Ryder do his thing. Give us a whole new cast. Develop the side characters more. Give us something to work with. Let us love and hate these characters. Just give us that. Introduce more species. Like the characters, the new species they had in Andromeda, didn't really care about him. Didn't care about their whole race. They were like the majority of technically two species, but they didn't care about them. And give us some more humans. Give us some humans that weren't born on Earth. Give us people who have really different perspectives. I like the fuck is the girl name? Why am I blanking? Ashley. She kind of was a alien racist later on. And I like that nuance of the characters. I like how the blue bitch, what the fuck is her name? Why can't I remember people's names right now? I'm fucking just blanking. Like from part 1 to part 2, drastic changes. The bitch with the mask that has to bleed through the mask. Tali, I think that's her name. Her drastic difference. She was on like a fucking squad. Just going out here just murking people. Jack, more soft, had like her whole little team. It was just, I like that. Rex, if you didn't kill him, leader of his whole clan, like it just, Mass Effect is just one of those games that you can just delve deep into. And at this point, either just give us an MMO for Mass Effect and just let us play. At this point, if you don't have anything to give us an MMO to play for Mass Effect. Just develop an MMO for Mass Effect and just let us do side missions. Like, well, we know what Shepard did. What are the stories about these other heroes are doing? These other notable people doing? These other races are doing? We can go back into the war with the Solarians and the fuck is Rex's race is called? What? Well, Solarians and Rex's race. We can go back to that. When they wanted to do the genocide, things like that. Give us, maybe you should drop a prequel on like certain big events. Like, give us something to look forward to. I just don't like how they leave Mass Effect hanging like that. Like, they have a lot to work with. Now, Battlefield 6 is technically Battlefield WW3, and I respect that. Go back to the modern age. I'm tired of all these old guns and these shady reticles. It's just trash. And I keep saying first of all. I just really stop saying that. But give us something to work with. Like, the support class, they need more. And I know you gave us like 100 rounds a lot, but we need more. Give some other classes a better aiming gun. Like the assault class or the medic literally has the best guns, the best reload times, like the best fucking aiming down sight times. Like, it's just literally the best. Like, you can't be able to heal yourself and res other people and have OP weapons. Like, that's too much. But There's a lot there. 128 players need that more evolution of maps, destructions of maps. What else would they need? I still one of the few people who play these multiplayer games for the single player. I enjoy them. Uh, they just there's a lot there that I want in my games. They need to bring back that feeling of Battlefield 3 that they so desperately need. Because I feel like Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, or yeah, Modern Warfare, the remake, that brought back that feeling that people wanted in a Call of Duty game. And Battlefield, once they left, once they did four was pretty good. Not gonna complain too much. Four was pretty good, but the ones after four were just trash. Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, trash games. I played the storyline. The weapons were straight shit. Also, fucking, I hate this with my core. Do not have me buy DLC, then unlock them. I hate that bullshit. That shit don't make no sense to me and doesn't make me want to buy the DLC. Why the fuck would I pay money for you to be like, you're gonna be able, for you to use these items, you have to unlock them. Get that shit out of here. That shit is straight trash. You guys need, I mean, just pull that back a little bit. But realistically, if I'm gonna pay for the premium passes, whatever I'm paying for should be unlocked to me. Also, I'm gonna need at least 7 new maps and 7 old maps day one. Give me that day one. Like, just give that to me day one. I don't know why are we having problems, but I just need that. All right, there's so many maps to choose from. Give me the day and night cycle for each of these maps. Uh, yeah, man, just do that. Fix fix the guns, man. I want to stay with a actual support class. I like playing the class, but if you're gonna let me use guns besides a light machine gun, the spray is fucking ridiculous, guys. You just gotta figure that out. I know you guys try to make it as real as possible, but why does fucking assault get all the fucking laser guns? But that's it for that. Thank you for listening to the Beantown Bully podcast. Thank you for listening to the Beantown Bully podcast. Please leave us a review. We're still new to the podcast game. If there's any topics or criticisms, please leave us a comment and shoot us an email at beantownbullies617 at gmail.com. If you'd like to support, please check the links in the description.